Hi Don, how are you today?
Good, how are
Welcome, thank you for having me.
No problem, anytime.
Sunday shopping has been a real big issue in Nova Scotia since 2004, and I've been interviewing quite a few people on the issue. How do you feel about it?
Well, first of all, I think you should be given a lot of credit for your stand. You're quite passionate about it, I'm sure. And I feel it doesn't really affect me that much, but I don't like the fact that people have to work on Sundays, and I do think it was a good idea to have it a family day. When I was a kid growing up, way back when. Anyway, I thought it was good, you know, having the old man home on Sundays and my mother home Sundays, the whole family get together, whatever we wanted to do. It was good for society as a whole, I think. And I think this diminishes things. Some people don't really care about that aspect, I guess. But that's one aspect I think about, and I think about the workers that have to work on Sundays. I don't think it's right.
Do you feel like they're pressured into it? Like, if one works, they make one feel guilty because the other isn't working? Do you think that's
absolutely.
Going on?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, they do that everywhere. Play people off on each other, workers off on workers. I mean, you know, if they don't stick together, well, it's divide and conquer, basically. I mean, I know there's legislation to the effect that you don't have to work Sunday if you don't want to work, but I'm sure there's plenty of intimidation.
If you're made feel guilty, you're gonna obviously you're gonna work.
You're either you feel guilty, or perhaps you feel that you have to, or you know the boss is going to be pissed at you, so to speak, or it's not right. But I mean, the legislation is there to protect the workers, and the fact that nobody's used it yet, it leads me to believe that either these people are getting intimidated big time, or they're scared to death to use this legislation, and it's there for them. And, I mean, you know, these guys aren't 2 or 3 years old. They should stand up for their rights. If they don't,
I'm not sure you're aware of it or not, but I worked with the former Premier John Hamm and Michael Baker to get this legislation in to protect the workers, and I really find that it's not working because people feel intimidated by it. They feel like they have to work. There's a lot of pressures, and it's kind of sad because this is the 21st century.
Yeah,
and
I'd like to see somebody, and I'm sure there are folks out there that like you say, or like I said too, that are intimidated into working those days when they don't really want to, but they feel they have to, or somewhere down the road they're going to get dumped on, basically. I'd like to see somebody challenge that, you know, sometime in the future, and sooner the better, challenge that. You know, if they have to work and they don't want to work, I'd like to see them go to the government and challenge that, and see just how it works. Because nobody's challenged it yet.
Yeah, as far as my understanding, there's no challenge that I refuse to work and my hours have been cut, or I've been forced to work, or nothing like that.
So technically, I would think the government is saying, well, this is working fine, because, you know,
everybody thinks it's working.
Yeah, because nobody's challenged it, so, like, you know,
I can
what's the problem?
I can shop on Sunday, and the workers can refuse to work, and what's the problem?
Yeah, exactly.
And well, this is why Save Our Sundays has started interviewing people, and it's not only about the worker issue, it's about, I'll give you a good example, the environment.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
How are we saving the environment by allowing stores open 7 days a week?
Oh, absolutely. There's different aspects of the workplace that, you know, infringe on the environment, for sure, and that's one of them. I mean, running, you know, processing fish in China and sending it back here from off our coast is another aspect, for sure. There's various things like that that should be looked into. There's, you know, but that's one for sure. Working on Sundays, I just don't like the idea of people having to work on Sundays. I've never liked it. I worked plenty of Sundays because I worked shift work. And
So you worked
know,
shift work before?
Oh yeah, and I appreciated the day I appreciated the most to get off was a Sunday, and I always did. There was stuff
So
going on.
do you think because you worked shift work that somebody that wasn't working Sunday should have to work shift work too?
No, no.
So being different, in your opinion, there's not a thing wrong with it.
There's certain companies, and I did work for a mining company up north, and it took 24 hours to shut down the machinery and 24 hours to start it back up. You can't expect a company to absorb that cost and give everybody a Sunday off every day, every week. I mean, we had probably every second Sunday off, which was pretty good. I would have liked to have all Sundays off, as most everybody would, but you got to be considerate of the company too. They got to make bucks, and you want to make bucks, so they have to make bucks, so you make bucks, basically.
So you feel your type of work is different than the other retail stores?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, what do you guys do in retail? I don't know what it entails shutting down for a night, but I would imagine you shut the lights off, you put stuff that's got to be in the freezer away in the freezer, and what's it take? Half an hour, I don't know, but it sure as hell doesn't take 24 hours like some places do to shut down.
Years ago, we were closed. I can remember Monday night, Tuesday night, Saturday night, and Sunday.
Well, I've come back from the city before at Christmas, and you got the merchants wailing about wanting to have be open Sunday, and you come back on a Saturday night at 5 o'clock and everything's shut down. So why not stay open 3 or 4 hours in when everybody's there at work anyway? And rather than open up again on a Sunday, it makes no sense to me.
You're well aware in Nova Scotia and all kinds of provinces that we have like labor laws, like a minimum wage, vacation pay, and our government regulates that. They tell business owners they have to do this.
Yes.
What would be the difference in government telling businesses when to close? We already regulate store hours on holidays, so what would be the difference in doing that on Sundays?
Well, the thing of it is, you got about half the province doesn't want to be open Sunday. The other half wants to be. So, how can the government choose sides? Basically, I think it should be. And a lot of people figure that government, infringes or dictates people's lives too much as it is. So, I like to see people just ban Sunday shopping on their own and just not go, and then sooner or later the stores are going to shut down. But
That would be like me saying to you that I don't want you telling me to pay that tax bill. I'll do it on my own.
Well, taxes are a little different. You got to pay that.
Well, I mean, it's really no different. We all have laws to abide by,
Oh yeah.
and
But it's difficult for our government to choose between one side and the other when it's so equally balanced. And I don't know. I just like to see no Sunday shopping. Yeah, to ban it though would be. There's so many people now that didn't want Sunday shopping, and now it's convenient for them. They don't think of the big picture. They don't think the society as a whole. They don't think of folks that have to work that day, and they should be, because
but
we're
isn't
all
it
part of this,
isn't it government's job to look after us?
to a certain extent. And part of that legislation that deals with Sunday shopping, where you don't have to work if you don't want to, is a good thing, for sure.
It's
That's
a pretty
looking
big,
after us.
It's a pretty big gray area.
Yeah, but like I said before, it hasn't been challenged, and it should be challenged to see if it works or not. And if it doesn't work, then things might have to be changed, sure. But right as it stands now, who knows?